I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy, 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 boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you a go love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Jamaican herbs and spices add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Greetings, good morning. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I'm your host, Man's Man. It is my pleasure to be with you for one more episode of I Am Sure Sports interview. And in this interview, it's called the Coach's Corner, where we look at some coaches across Jamaica who has had an impact on football over a period of time. Many of these guys have been in football for many, many years, and they have not been duly recognized. And so this morning, we're going to be having with us the astute past student of Cornwall College, right, out of Western Jamaica, Montego Bay, right, out of Salem, Mr. Mark Ledford. He's going to share with us his journey, firstly as a cricketer, then how he got involved in football at the coaching level, and even represented the national senior men's football team. Inspiring story that we're going to listen and hope we can learn some things from his story and from his journey. But before we get into that, I want to say a big thank you to the sponsors of this video. Our sponsors are Trick Nick. Trick Nick is a Jamaican owned and operated company in Canada, and they use authentic Jamaican herbs and spices to make all their products. And in partnership with I Am Sure Sports, they're offering 25% discount on all their products. All you have to do is shop at www.tricknick.ca and use the code I Am Sure Sports 001 to get your 25% discount. The link is in the description. We also have it in our banner going under here, so please just check that out. All right, very important. Also want you to know that tomorrow we have two special interviews lined up for you, right? We have at 12:30 we're going to be speaking with Byron Earl, former Charlie Smith Arnett Garden national player. And then at 4 o'clock, we're going to be speaking with Ricardo Bibi Gardner, Harborview, Woolmers, Jamaica standout Bolton Wanderers player. So I want you to join us tomorrow. That's Wednesday for those two interviews, 12:30 and 4, right? And so that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. All right. Remember that we honor people and we give respect, right? and every person has a right to their opinion. You may not agree with their opinion, and that's fine. They may not agree with your opinion. But as an adult society and people with common sense, we must remain respectful even when our opinions differ. Too often, we can't settle simple disagreement because we have varying opinions. Everyone has a right to their opinion, even if their opinion is wrong, as long as that they are not imposing that opinion on you. That's the purpose of this platform, is to allow people to share how they feel, to share their story, right? To share their thoughts. We can question them, but that is their thoughts. That's how they view things. And all of us view them differently. And so we want to mature in reasonable discussion as people of common sense, intellect, and smarts to be able to rationally and sensibly listen to each other, understand each other's position. And like we have always said on I Am Sure Sports, seek to understand before being understood. Before you attach a label or a description to a person because of their opinion, seek to understand before being understood. We always want to share a word of inspiration, and that's our word of inspiration to you this morning. Want to welcome to I Am Sure Sports, Mr. Mark, they call him Skipper Ledford. Mr. Ledford, welcome to I Am Sure Sports. How are you?
I'm fine, doing fine, just relaxing and looking forward to this interview. And it's a pleasure to be on this platform. For years, I've been in the background, just relaxing, doing for me and my family. But I think it's about time that I really start putting forth my ideas and my journey up to this point.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I'm so happy. I'm so glad that I am the person who gets the opportunity to share this moment with you. I'm very sure that there are more qualified, highly experienced persons out there than I am, but I'm very grateful that um, this is a platform that you get the opportunity to partner with to share your whole journey and your thoughts concerning football. It's kind of funny that let's big up all the persons in the comment section. Coach Minzy, my friend, big up Fresh Gotta See You, and Demo Dre 9. Bless up and thank you for being on. So I know and all the other persons who are watching at this time as well. I know that it's very interesting because you started out as a cricketer, and West Indies are playing cricket now, so we're not going to get deep into West Indies cricket. That may not go down, you know, the road. But why don't you start by sharing with us your journey into sports? How did it all start for you?
Oh,
Right, all the way to your what other days?
okay, it all started from primary school. We going to primary school. As a matter of fact, we had boys' school and you have girls' school, which was adjoining. I attended the Coronel Avenue, which is no, I attended the Barracks Road Primary, which is the girls' school. It was boys and girls, but they call it girls' school, and they have the boys' school, which was the Coronel Avenue school. So we all play cricket, we all play soccer, depending on the season. And as you know, George Park is right up the road from both schools. So in the evening after school, I live at Salem, so I got to pass George Park to go home, and that would be my stop. I'll be at George Park until it gets dark. You know, when I get home, why you just coming home? I stopped to play. So long story short, eventually common entrance went to Cornwall, and from there you play both cricket and you play soccer. I was fairly good in both. fairly good,
Okay.
but I actually love cricket because during those time, Sobers was a player. You know, everybody wanted to be Gary Sobers. Everybody wanted to be Ron Kanai. You know, so and then in Mount Salem, we had a cricketer whose name was Jerry Reed. You know, Jerry Reed played for the Jamaica Colts, and he was the closest thing to a cricket model that we could see. And we had a Mount Salem youth club of which he was a part of. So he was like an idol. And then he also played soccer. You know, so for most kids in Salem, cricket and soccer, we had a playing field for ourselves. You know, so when it is cricket season, it's cricket, and the cricket that we played all the time was baby cricket. I don't know if you know about baby cricket. It's an underarm, and
Okay. Oh, so you used to bowl under arm at that time.
yeah,
Ah,
baby cricket, and just to let you know that Mount Salem never lose a baby cricket match, never. And even when I grew up and we were like young men playing, we played against the different eras, baby cricket still, and never lose. Even before I migrated, because I've been playing soccer all this time, we still play baby cricket and we always play
all
against
right. Yeah, we
arch.
don't. Some of us don't know this. So why it was called baby cricket because you had to underarm the ball.
Right. Most
Okay.
most people who live in it know about baby cricket. Trust me. So we never lose. So eventually I went to Cornwall and we playing cricket again as you playing soccer. But cricket was what I actually tried for both under 13 and under 15. Didn't make those teams really in soccer, but in cricket I made it. In cricket, I was a wicket keeper. I kept wicket, and two people who I modeled in those days were Wally Grout from Australia and Evans, Godfrey Evans from England. We had Jackie Hendricks from Jamaica.
All right.
But
Because Jackie Hendricks was a wicket keeper batsman as well.
yeah, he was more a wicket keeper. You know,
Okay.
you know, pretty good. Pretty good to spin and to pace. So at under 15 level, I made the Cornwall under 15. So from there, it was like cricket is in the background. Football is in the background. I was concentrating on cricket. And at the time, Cornwall was ascending in cricket. Cornwall, for those couple of years, about 4 or 5 years in a row, Cornwall was at the top in cricket, because we had some good players like Jeff McLeod, C.C. Jones, Carl Jarrett, Val Solomon, Courtney Randall, all these guys, and Dudley Carey. We managed to win the Headley Cup. We went to the finals 4 years in a row. Headley Cup. We
Okay.
managed. We managed to win the Spalding Cup against St. Jago. We lost to Wolmer's, and then we lost to Veer the last year.
You
It-
do
it- it-
you remember the years?
yes, okay. For 1970, we lost to Homewood. 1971, we won everything. Edley Cup, Spalding Cup. 72, we won the Edley Cup. Lose to Wolmer's with Jeffrey Dujan and Jeffrey Mordecai, Seymour Newman, all those players. And in 73, we lost to Veer. Veer had Peter Marston and Diego Gardner, who were both good cricketers.
Diego Garden was playing cricket and Peter Marston, who I heard was such a good footballer.
They played cricket. In those time,
Okay.
people was double sport.
Wow.
Double sports. Diego Gardner came back. Diego
Okay.
Gardner, if he concentrated on cricket, could have been a West Indies batsman, cricket keeper. As you know, Duchan was it was in
Whoa.
that same time. You know,
I didn't know
Peter
that.
Marston can also bat as well as play good soccer. To be
Because
honest,
I heard that Peter Marston was a very good footballer.
he was a very good footballer, but he was also a very good cricketer who could bat.
Okay.
So no, right. So those 4 years cricket. No, come 74. We finished. I had more years to cover the school, but 1974 I'm out of school because I didn't get enough subjects to return to school. So a good thing, Landval 74 came about, and almost we had a whole group of guys from Cornwall who got job working with land valuation office, and land valuation office was just like about 2 chains from where I live, so I could walk to work and go back home. And it was 1974 really, when after school there was nothing to do but just go to the play field after work, and it
Right.
was soccer time. So I just started playing more and more soccer, less and less cricket, and that's how that happened.
Okay, so
You know,
you never started playing
representative
football
soccer.
really until after high school.
Right, right,
Okay. Okay. Right. Go ahead. You can go ahead. Yeah, man. We're just
right.
following the
So,
story, right?
so there in 1974, what happened was World Cup 1974, and actually I watched every game. And as a matter of fact, before we get there, Salem United that formed a team because we were in it before, but for a couple of years, well, Salem was out of it. They wasn't functioning, so we decided. And what also happened was that the lights from Sabina Park came to Jarrett Park, and it was like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it was like a infusion. People start get more interested in soccer, wanted to be under the lights and so forth. So basically,
Okay, so the first,
interesting.
this is history now. So the first satellite that came to Jarrett Park were lights that were at Sabina Park originally, that they
Originally,
moved
right.
there. Okay.
Okay, right. It came to Jarrett Park, and everybody on the lights. We watched a couple of games like St. James playing against Violet Kickers from 80. No, not Violet Kickers, Violet. From 80, we play against some 80, and in that those time too, 80 had some good people like the Forbes, Emmanuel Shannon, those guys, 80, because in that same year, 80 went to the World Cup. That same year. So basically,
So there
that
was no, at that time, there was no Wadada and no Seba.
no, not that time.
Okay.
That was Salem. Salem. So Salem formed under a coach we used to call him Burby, really. And Burby, I don't even quite remember his right name, but he coached for 1 year. We didn't do as well, but this is my first represented Salem at midfield, in playing midfield, and I started, but I was substituted. And basically, we played, but we didn't do well. We didn't finish last or so, but we didn't do well. Perfectus with Ali McNabb and King, and they were champion. Flamingos and Perfectus were the two best team then, you
Oh,
know?
so Perfectus had Ali McNabb on it.
Right? And
And
Flamingos had Edwin Alcock.
and
Edwin
Alcover.
Alcock,
All right, I know
right.
that name. What about Paul Teagat Davis? Where was he playing?
No,
No, not
he
Teagat. Sorry, Steve Buckner.
see, but now at the time was more a goalkeeper for boys club. As a matter of
Right.
fact, I didn't think he played that time. He was more refereeing.
Okay.
Steve, Steve is also influential because he said, "How come you come from Salem and not play no soccer?" One day he said that to me. I said, "Never really interested. Not that I can't play, but So eventually, after that season, they call up a St. James B team, of which I was on, and at the time too, this Coach Calder, I don't know if a lot of people remember Coach Calder coming to Jamaica doing He's from Germany, doing a all island. He went around the country
Yes.
teaching and explaining soccer, and I learned how to ball support. That is one thing that I actually learned from Calder, ball support.
Ball support. You want to explain ball support because I know you're a coach, and maybe there are coaches watching that need to know what ball support means. Go ahead. What
Okay,
is ball support?
ball support means that you're gonna give the person in possession an outlet for him to deliver the ball to you. If you're in close proximity or in defensive position, so that if he can't go forward, he can turn it back. And if offensive support is give him an outlet so he can play the ball forward. So you gotta give him a clear angle so he could
Okay, so that's
pass
ball
it.
support. Okay, so
Right,
Calder from Germany came and he was going around the island teaching those things. All right,
right.
so Steve Buckner talked to you. You started playing for Salem, didn't do good in the first season. How did things progress from there?
Salem United
Salem, yeah.
broke up, right?
Okay.
Broke up, and most of the guys who played that first year don't bother with it. But I I don't have much anything else to do, and I keep on playing soccer. In this time, still I was playing cricket. I was still playing cricket, represent. There was a team, we on a team with those championship players we call Cornwallians, captained by Desmond Marsh, and I was representing St. James and also representing West Zone, West Zone. With Steve Buckner now as the captain for that West Zone team.
What is West Zone? What was West Zone? Like a
West
Western
Zone
group
was
of
team, right? West Zone team comprised of Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, and Westmoreland mainly.
and
St.
then who?
Elizabeth, St.
Okay.
Elizabeth was mainly in
Okay.
Central Zone.
So the West Zone would play against Central,
Right, play against Eastern,
East.
play against Kingston East and Kingston West.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
So yeah, Steve captain the zone team during that time. Okay, most of the senior players from the Salem team before this they it messed up. So we got to play some soccer still. So I took it upon myself, and we still had a team. Still had a team. We started to play with who we have. And I started playing center half under the advice of one Jackie Lawrence. He was actually a player, a man who tore it. For instance, the cricket team with Marsh and Chesterfield and Carl Jarrett. We on a Sunday when we have nothing to do, no cricket to play, we would go around districts and we would play. And this would be organized by Desmond Marsh. And
Yeah.
on a morning, like Chesterfield would come and pick me up from my home, and we would go and play some soccer game, and had fun playing that. And from out of that touring Violet Kickers, the club was formed.
Also, Valley Kickers was formed before what other?
Yes.
Okay. And Seba as well?
Seba comes from a team named Beacon.
Okay.
Seba came from a team that was called Beacon. Beacon was sponsored by the Beacon of today that was in Mobile newspaper, right?
Also, Seba came from the Beacon newspaper, kind of sponsored a team
Team,
called Beacon, and that team
right,
eventually became Seba.
right.
Oh, okay, interesting. And Valley Kickers was in that time, but Wallada had not yet been formed because
No,
the team in Salem was called Salem, not
Salem
Wallada.
United, and I was a
Okay,
part of that. And
okay,
Salem
understand.
United have a lot of good players, a lot of players, but because it was like a clique of players, really, some from tenement, some from down the road, some from Crawford Street, and some and Some people want their friend to play, someone this friend to play, and as you know, I'm still young to this, and I'm the leader for the team. Then, so it's like it's chaotic. We're playing good, but we're not winning. So
Yeah.
after that, we decided that we're gonna be making our own team. We're gonna be making our own team, and with the help of like Builder and O'Brien McKenzie, Alan Hero, and myself, we formed Wadada. We,
Okay.
we formed Wadada, and this was
So this Jean Grey was not a part of it yet.
no, no,
Okay.
Green Gray
Okay.
wasn't a part of it yet. So we had to start from Division Two now. We went to Division Two, and we managed to win Division Two. We were in Division One now, and our soccer was mainly built around a lot of Rasta man, really. You know, with midfielder strength, Michael Spence in goal, who was from Manuel, and most of the players them who were playing for us were from high school, from States, from Clarendon College, from Cornwall, and you still have Salem United now, but one other is out of Salem.
Right.
The,
Okay. Because though it started with Salem people, it's out of Salem because you're Salem United.
Still, right.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so we managed to win Division Two, and we're now Division One. And once we started playing in Division One, there was a resurgence in the ball we played. Because most of the guys who were playing with were ITAL. Because that ITAL, most of them, their diet was no meat, and we it was like a commune living. You
Okay.
know, yeah, and we pick and choose who we wanted to play. Mike Ariat,
Yes. Big Mike.
Big Mike,
Yeah.
was my partner whom I chose from playing, because one thing with Mumbai is that out of season, everybody play with everybody. We Mark play with Siba people play with Salem people, and that was how it goes.
Yeah.
Violent kickers play with anybody, and as you know, I'm still friends with Marsh, and so if they're still touring to go anywhere to play, I'll go with them and play. So it was like anybody can go with anybody and play with them. In a session, it doesn't matter. It's not like we're representing them. We're just practicing our playing with them.
Yes.
Because that's how Mobile is. So that's why
Back in the days, that was how Mobile used to run with the football thing.
right, we just play with one another, and no violence. Spectators, on the other hand, defend their team. You know,
Yes. Yes.
defend their team. That means that if I can go into North Gully and go talk to anybody or buy anything that I need to buy there, and it's cool. And mark up brown, everything, respect.
Okay.
No animosity, because I just saw it go.
All right. So now you're in. Wadada is in Division
Right,
One, and in Division One you have like CLM,
right,
you have like Valley Kickers,
right.
you have Beacon,
No, by now they changed the name to
to
Siba.
Siba, right?
Yeah.
So you're right. So how did you manage in D1, especially when Wadada went up against CLM, seeing that Wadada is coming out of CLM and
You see, because we're more disciplined than them, we beat them. We beat them. We beat them. We beat them. We always beat them. We always
Oh,
beat them. We
okay.
always beat them.
And so how did with this team now, with this Wadada team, you end up going, you end up winning Division One?
No, we did not.
Okay.
I'm gonna go through that really. I'm gonna go through that really. Now, in Division One, first of all, we have people start coming out to watch it, because you know what? Our football was so simple. You know, we did the basic things in soccer: covering, ball support, passing the ball. Nobody was no spectacular dribbling. We pass and we support, pass and support. So it's like everybody start talking about one another. One of the things, all the negativity was that, them man they weak, because most of the people them they eat no meat and.
You're mainly Rastafarian,
Right.
if not in here, but in belief.
Right. In
Yeah.
belief. Most of them beside me, Rasta, because I was working with the government. I was
So
still working
you
with
could have
landlord.
maybe we weren't working with the government, you'd have on your locks.
All that. But
Yeah.
I got to support myself really then. Okay. So even Big Mike at the time, no meat either. Even though him no trade yet at the time, no meat. And then we plays a brand of football that people come watching. Everybody, you see when we're out playing, hillside is full, and it's hillside is a place on the hill, and it's all what other fans there.
So let me ask you this: where did they get the name Wadada from, and
Okay,
what did it mean?
it mean peace and love,
Okay.
peace and love, and we got it in those times. There was like a choir of Umoja, Ujama, those things, and what other came out of those African name, and we had Delroy James, we call him Builder. He was in the youth corps program, and he was instrumental in getting those information from what he was doing with the youth corps program at the time in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So we managed to win our zone. We have kickers in the same zone.
And you won it in Division 1.
We're in Division 1 now. Because we
You
win
win,
Division 2 already in Division 1.
right. And you win your zone in Division 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Seba on the other hand win their zone. So at the time, top 4 team plays in a round robin. Kickers, Seba, Wadada, and a team from Flanker named Botafogo.
Botafogo, yeah. They told him of the Brazilian club. I remember hearing about that team, yes.
Botafogo from Flanker.
Yeah.
Okay, now we play. I think we played. We had beaten kickers twice in the preliminary, and no team in that year scored more than 1 goal against us. Because me and Big Mike hold it down. We have our left back unknown, our right back unknown. Midfielder was Raymond Claggy and Creature Aarons, and we have a next guy from Clarendon College named Lincoln Lewis. And then our forward at the time, we have a guy named Roddy Brown. He's supposed to hear about Roddy Brown. We have a guy named Nampo, still alive, Nampo, and Dinwall from States. So we had and then we have some versatile players who not really soccer players, but like Stigroy, we have a guy named Lammy, and all these people, they control ball, boom, pass, control, pass. And we did that. That was our game. We I'm talking now, but you got to see it's basically passing. We have one dribbler in Nampo who could dribble the ball. But everything is pass. Trust me, you see, if we couldn't go forward with the ball, we would play it back and we change it to the other side and so forth. And then I was the one who would come from back, pass it, and move it. Because we know about double 1-2 and pass and move. And me and Creature, we have an understanding where we pass and we move, pass, move. And a couple games, well, we just double 1-2, me and Creature alone. And before you know it, we're in front of goal.
Yeah.
And creating chances. Sometimes we miss, sometimes we score. But that was our game, man. That was our game. But we in the round robin, we were playing and we play against Violet Kickers. And we, at halftime, we had Violet Kickers 2-0. And this is in the round robin now. We had beaten Botafogo, I think it's 2-0. We had beaten, and then we playing Seba and Kickers. They drew. We had beaten Botafogo, I think 2-0.
Yeah.
We had beaten Botafogo. And we're playing Violet Kickers now, and at halftime we were leading 2-0. And listen, our second goal against Violet Kickers was a beauty. We got the ball in the left flank and we played back to Big Mike. Big Mike played to the right back played to the midfield played to the right wing played back to the midfield played to we just keep on passing, and then when I know you've seen scrimmage play,
Yes.
and when the person who scored the goal, he could have already moved. It was like it was an empty goal. He just tapped.
That he was.
The Islamic scored that goal, and it was 2-0. And at halftime, 2-0, and everybody said, "Oh, Kickers, it's over." Second half. At halftime, one of the things that I learned from that game that it's never over until it's over. Because at halftime, craziness took place on our bench, a whole lot of craziness, trust me. One of the guys, we call him Spuddies, he's passed on now. He want play, he want this, indiscipline took over. And we managed to I don't know, the coach at the time, we call him Hiring, he took off Nampo. He made some changes because they were so sure that we was going to win. Man, we end up losing 4-2. We end up losing 4-2. But
Kickers went through and you did not.
No, Kickers didn't went through. It was a round robin. They won because they end up with 5 points. We end up with 3. Seba end up with 4.
So who went through?
Kickers won because they had 5 points. It was a round robin.
Okay. So Kickers won the Division 1 that season.
Right. Because we ended up drawing with Seba.
Okay.
Right. So Seba beat Fogo. They draw with Kickers, and they beat and draw, and when them draw too, because when them on the final game.
All right. So that is all right. So, were you a part of the setup when Wadada moved from the Division 1 into the National Premier League as a player?
Yes, I was. But before we get there, no.
Okay.
That year, I was called.
National team.
Yeah, me and Creature get called from another national team.
What was Creature's correct name?
Alan Herons.
Okay.
Alan Herons. Me and Creature. And then from Seba, Alton Sterling. And Alton Sterling is somebody who you could interview.
Yeah, Alton knows Sterling. Yes.
Alton's got called too. And we drove up to Kingston. I think Bram was the one who drove us up, and we were to play some just a game to see who a whole bunch of people get called up. A whole bunch of people. And but before that we had
you didn't get in as a centre back though. You had to play left back because
I got called to the national team as a centre back.
But you had to play left back.
Yeah. But I'll get to that because it was some politics and things, and it's beyond me now. But
yeah,
I made the final 22. Final 22, and just to show you how crazy those leaders at the time were. They named 22 people you have. As a matter of fact, Cavaliers was Casafa champion. They were the champion of Kingston. Cavaliers. And
This, yeah, go ahead.
Cavaliers champion, and they name the 22 people. Out of the 22 people, they have EB. EB was Kurt Vine.
That's
And E. Barrett,
Earl Barrett. Earl
right?
Barrett. Right.
Yeah, and then you have myself, and then this other young player from Clarendon College named O'Neill Russell, center half. You have Lindvall from Harborview. You got Bram made it call for left back. So in that 22-man squad, Mr. Stennett was one right back that called up, one left back. And you have me, O'Neill Russell, and Roy Welch. And
Right.
then you have this guy from Kirkvine, I think his name was Lincoln Thomas or something like that.
Lincoln Thomas, right, was in the
Yeah,
yes.
he could play center half and he could play midfield also. You know,
And
then
the goalkeeper was is the goalkeeper that
Arvil
passed
Edwards.
Arvil Edwards. They said the best goalkeeper in Jamaica's history. So I hear. I don't know.
Well, I beg to differ, really, you know.
Okay.
But we're not gonna go there, really, you know. No, you have like Lauren Donaldson, you have
Right.
Bancroft Garden, you have Lenny Hyde,
Then Hutchinson.
yeah, then Hutchinson, Michael Zun Clark, David Burgess, you know, George.
Heineken, what's his name? Heineken, the player whose nickname was something like the Heineken. Forgot his name, but he was in that team too. Forgot what they call him.
I don't remember Heineken.
But go ahead.
Yeah, you have David Burgess, Zun Clark,
George.
and then George Ballard Henry, and then Hutchinson.
Okay.
You know, those, and then Sweetie Smith was in that 22. I don't know. You remember Sweetie Smith used to play for
Reno, yes.
Reno State, original Salem though. You know.
Peter Parkin was in that team as well.
Yes, right. He was in. So those were the defenders. That was like 2022. So you know, based on that, Bram getting called to play left back, the only left back in the team. Right back, EB, only right back in the team at the time. So the position was for centre half, which two people was going to play centre half, because naturally, if your name is squad at 22 with only one solid left back and one solid right back, those two should naturally be in the
volume. Hold on. Something wrong with the volume.
You not hear me no more?
No, so, like you got a call or something?
No, there's no call or nothing.
Oh, the volume has gone down significantly. We're not hearing you clearly. Try again. Let me see if we're getting any. Okay. All right. So the volume has gone down and the people are not going to hear you. So we're going to have to, you're probably going to have to probably come off and come. All right. Let me see. Go ahead.
Yeah, as I said,
no, it is still bad. So what can you come off and then come back on and just do this? You remember how to do everything?
Yeah, I can try.
All right, go ahead and do that and come back on because the volume has gone down.
Let me see if I can get the volume up then.
You have to exit. Just exit. There you go. Just exit and then come back on.
Okay.
All right. So you're hearing this story, people. So we're just gonna make sure we capture all of this information. Listen, some of these things I'm telling you, I'm learning so much in all of this, right? Here it is that I didn't know that. See, even Clennon Clark is saying it here that Diego Gardner and Dove Marston beat up Michael Holding Ball in Spalding Cup. Did you know that those men? You always hear about Diego Gardner being a big footballer. You did not, or probably have not heard as well that he was an excellent cricketer. How many of you knew that? Whoa. How many of us really knew that? I didn't. I certainly didn't know that. So the information that you get when you hear these interviews is so fascinating. You know, you hear what are the whole thing. All right. Remember, you need to flip the phone and then
Yeah,
that's
man,
it.
we're
All
good.
right. There you go. You're good now. Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I just say, well, during the week, during that training session, I don't know, but all of a sudden, this is how at the time, Jackie Bell, Leighton Duncan manager, Jackie Bell coach, Roy Welch. I don't know if because he was Cavaliers or what, but Harvey Edwards, none of them trained. None of them. None,
Oh.
none, of them, none of them trained. And we're playing, we're training. You know, Bram is like, but I don't know. That didn't seem to like Bram, period. You know, but for years, Mr. Stennett was
Yeah.
Bram has been the best left back in Jamaica for years.
Whoa.
For years. Noel Bram King has been the best left back in Jamaica for years. You know, they use all kind of other people, but none of them could stabilize that position. You know? All right.
Yes.
So now I'm playing good at center half. Me and O'Neal playing good because O'Neal was pretty good. Was pretty good.
Yes.
Right back. He has been a veteran player.
Which
So
is EB's Earl Barrett.
yeah, Errol Barrett.
Errol Barrett. Right.
Yeah, and then we have there was another goalkeeper named I think it's Williams. You know, but he didn't last long. But the goalkeeper for Cavaliers name was Da Costa. We call him Posey. You know, so he
Yeah.
was keeping goal most of the time because Arville would come to the practices, but they wouldn't be playing, they wouldn't be practicing, you know. Welsh would come to the practices, but wouldn't play because for some reason or the other they're hurt, you know.
Whoa.
So finally the game is coming. They select the squad, and even now they 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 didn't ever even think of playing. I think they had what they want to do long before they even selected, you know, because they didn't even try now to really,
Oh,
you
that's
know.
Noah Sterling.
Yes, because Noah made that 22 man from that time when I'm getting, and then Noah didn't play again for a good while, and until in the latter game when Noah started going abroad to play regular. That's when they decided to play.
To call him back for Jamaica.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then when they call him back for Jamaica, he playing for Jamaica now, and he's the vice captain right away. That's how Jamaica used to really deal with soccer at the time, you know. So we played Cuba and we lost.
All right. Lyda Connor is saying that in Bram era, the only other left back on par with him was Donald Blacker Livingston.
No, Blacker was a right back. Black Livingston was a right back, not no left back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he eventually came in the team because he be kind of drop out somewhat, and he came back in the team. Donald Livingston came back in the team.
Okay.
You know, so
So
that
Cuba, you okay?
yeah,
You're
I
at
played
Cuba.
left back. I played
Yeah.
left back.
Yeah.
I
And
played
they
left back.
said that you didn't have a good game. I was
I
reading
would
an
say
article. I was reading an article, and the article. Where did I get the article? And the article was saying something like that because you're played out of position, and I don't think they called you. Did they call you back after that?
yes, I threw them to Cuba, but I didn't play. I didn't play.
Right.
I didn't play. I didn't play in Cuba. You know. Actually I was in every team that they call after that.
Okay.
I was I was in every team that they call after that until finally Carl Brown became the coach after Carl Brown even joined the team that time too.
Yes, because the article says a defender must be able to play any position on the back line. But
Right.
I would have preferred to play in the
In
center.
the-
This is a
This is
quote from
me.
you. Right.
This
This
is
is a
me.
quote. Right. This is a quote from you.
Right.
Where they didn't play you in your position, and this is an article from in the 80s,
Right.
right? And it was speaking about that, and the team actually lost, and that you had to play, because you were called the Jamaica Franz Beckenbauer.
Right.
That
Right.
because they say your game was like the German Franz Beckenbauer at that
But
time. I don't know if people know that. Go ahead.
with passing and moving from the back, going forward, you know, from center half, you know, that
Yes.
was one of my hard mark, going forward from playing sweeper, you know. So we were staying at the Forum Hotel in St. Catherine all the way. Oh, I think it's Independence. I don't remember, but it's Forum Hotel over in St. Catherine, and also at the time training was the Jamaica under-19 team that had Dion Wilmot and Tapazuki and quite a number of good players then who became good players, you know. But Wilmot stands out, you know, and then it was Bradley Stewart and Neville Glanville who were caretaker for that team. You know,
What was the name of the team?
Jamaica under-19. Jamaica
Okay.
under-19 team.
Yes.
Yeah. So being there with them and because I'm from Mobina, so I'm in but because I'm with the government, it was no problem with me because I was still getting paid from the government because I'm with Landval still. I'm still working
Right.
with Landval, you know.
Land evaluate, right.
Right. So basically when that season of Jamaica was over, went back home and now to find out that after 2 seasons, one in
One
Division
in
Two when
Division
we
2.
win,
Then
one Division Two and one Division One, we came back. What other is now turned into all dread. What other turned to all dread, and now I I'm gonna be with back to Salem, and the Salem,
so
yeah,
when they came back, what are that turned into a Rastafarian team now?
yeah,
The same
all
one of
dread,
that you helped to start turned into a Rastafarian team. And
yeah,
you're a ball head.
yeah. At the time, in dread, you know. So
Oh,
what happened now was that I came back and I'm okay, no problem. I'm gonna play with Salem. You know, Michael
yes.
at the time, Mike, that's Big Mike.
Yes.
He came with me to Salem too, you know, because he was with the other too. He came to me in Salem, you know, and then I am player coach now for this,
At Salem.
right, you know, and back we went back to the same situation. Too much good players and we too much good players and the discipline again, you know. So after 1 year again with this team, we come together, and this time now Gene Gray gets involved.
Oh, okay. In the What Are the Project this time around. So it is your second time around that Dean Gray got
Right,
involved in What Are the. Okay, okay.
right. Then Gene comes in and he said, man, so we form back the team. We form back the team, and this time, but before that, we have Nampo came back to the team. That's Norman Brown. Creature came back, who was a trade, came back because Creature wanted to play soccer, and because the Aldred team never worked out,
Yes.
you know. So Creature came back, Nampo came back, you know, to join the Salem. Okay,
Right, right.
and I don't know, you know, sometimes when you play with some people, you kind of trust them more. You know,
Yes.
I I I kind of bring them into it because you know, me respect your ball. You know, me don't care about, you know, if you're playing good, me gonna play you. You know, so that's why and we have Big Mike. Cause naturally we had other good center half from Sierra Leone, but and me and Big Mike, we have that understanding, and we have people like Chabuka Russell, we have people like a whole bunch of good defenders we had, but it was too much defenders, you know. So, you know, we decided this not gonna make no sense. We're gonna go back to one other again, and we formed this
Gene Gray, the late
Gene
Gene Gray.
Gray come back and we say, okay, what the other, and this time now we formed with the core, with some young people, and we use some of the people who we go back to D2 and we use who we had managed to really bring in even some players, and we managed to win, you know, because by now we are far superior than any division 2.
Right, because this is around in 1980, 81, because it was 79 that he went to Cuba with the Jamaica team. So this is around 80, 81
As a
or
matter of
later.
fact, I
Or
went
was it?
to the to the Cuba in '77 too.
Oh, 77 and then 79 was when you
Yeah,
went back when, right, right.
right.
All right.
So yeah, I've been to Cuba about 3 times.
Right. So
To
this no, but this time with Wanada is what? In the 80s? Like it's in early 80s,
early 80s,
early
early
80s. All right. Just
80s.
wanted to get the timeline right. All right.
Right. No, no. By now, I'm married. I'm said I'm not working with the girl no more because I'm working with Wyndham Hotel, and I met my wife at
Yes.
work. You know, so I'm living in Catherine Mount now, which is adjoining to, and then Noble Glanville, who was a contractor, was constructing some houses, and all of a sudden I'm sitting on my veranda one day, and this is Never Glanville. I said, never. And he come, oh, Mark, this is where, oh, yes, this is where I live in. I said, oh, so what are you doing now? I said, well, he came back, and I tell him the situation coming back from that Jamaican situation, and tell him more our team that we have going now, and ask him to help us put this team together, you know. And he decided to be our coach. So we ended up
Also,
going
Neville Glanville, like, so Gene Gray was like a manager, part of the management. Neville Glanville was going to be the coach.
right because
Okay.
he's now working in Catherine Mount. I met him, and I decided to ask him to help us. So he's helping us now. And what we did, we had this time now. Durant Brown is now in the team. Neville Brown is now in the team. You
Oh,
know,
Carlton Alexander.
no, not yet, not yet.
Okay. Okay.
Neville Brown is in the team. You have Totti, a guy named Totti used to go to Veer.
Right.
You
Bud
know,
Morrow. Bud Morrow was there.
right. Creature is there. Nampo is,
Winston Anglin.
no,
Credible.
not yet. Winston's
Oh,
still boys club at the time.
okay.
Boys club. But Big Mike is there, and then we have another guy named James Edwards. He playing right back, and then some of the people from Division 2 that we play against, like
Yeah.
like 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 Kenneth Gaynor and his brother, his bigger
Oh.
brother, Kenneth Gaynor, is now playing with us, and we have a guy we call him Doggy. He used to play for a team from Irving named Rialto, you know. Montague from Botafogo, he's now with us. So we had a core of players, you know. And then from the Salem United team that we had the year before,
You
we
took
had
some players as well.
some players as well. One notable one, we call him Mother Smith, and he's the brother of Sweetie Smith,
Okay.
right?
Oh,
So
Durant Brown was what age this time? Somebody said it's Roddy Brown.
no man, Durant Brown at this time was a young Durant Brown at this time. Not no Roddy Brown. Roddy Brown is in America by now,
Okay. Okay.
right? So we have this team, and Glanville, and we managed this time under the guidance of Neville Glanville first year back in Division 1, first year back in Division 1. We are in the finals playing against an inferior Glenlevon team.
Yes.
Yeah, we playing against this Glenlevon team. We lost. We lost 1-0 there. They scored early and man, could we score? We couldn't. We lost 1-0. We lost 1-0. And that was another setback for us. But in soon, when you come 1 or 2 in the St. James competition, you ended up going to the Premier League.
Oh.
So from there now we're in the Premier League. While Glenavon, who had won the competition, was knocked out. So we managed to maintain our position in division in the Premier League, and by now Seba has established themselves in Premier League. Kickers has established themselves in Premier League. Wadada has now joined, established themselves in Premier League. Glenavon, who played that year, got knocked out because they didn't do well. So we have 3 teams from Mobile, and I think this was the year when I don't quite remember, but we Tapazuki, which is Andrew Sinclair, came and joined us. Then
Tapazuki actually played for what other?
Yeah, man, that is Andrew Sinclair, not Whitmore.
No man, Andrew Sinclair.
Right.
Yeah, man, Tapazuki. Yeah.
Right. So we did. I must say we maintained our position, and we ended up. Dave Brooks joined us.
Right.
That same year too, Dave.
What year? That was like 82, 83?
Run about. I don't remember the exact time frame, but by now Dave is with us.
Yeah.
No, when Dave came, me, Big Mike, Dave at left back, and James Edwards at right. So it's the Tati, not in the team yet, but Tati good.
All right. Hold on a sec. Somebody's asking, didn't Seaview from Mobile play in the National League?
No.
Okay.
No.
So Tati wasn't even playing at this time, though. He was very good. It was you, Big Mike, Dave Brooks, and who was the other?
James Edwards.
James Edwards. Okay.
Yeah, James Edwards. He played the right back.
Okay. And then who you had in midfield?
In midfield at the time, Creature was there. We have this other dread named Tall P, which is Raymond Buckland. Claggy was not in the team. Kenneth Gaynor. Kenneth Gaynor was playing midfield then.
Okay. And who were your forwards?
The forwards at the time was Neville Brown. We call him Bud Morrow.
Bud Morrow, right.
Nampo, and then Gaynor brother. We call him Langy. He was playing left wing.
Okay.
We then based on all the rumors, Gene is to letting up paying people. It goes around. After that, I kind of I'm starting to slow down now. I'm starting to slow down because I'm more working. So basically, a lot of people came and joined us. I'm now player coach sometimes. Don't even play. And then we have this guy from America. He came specially to Jamaica because he was doing so well up here. He came, say he want to play for Jamaica. So he came, and I am coach player now, and I'm using him to play that CDM.
Who is that? Horace Pitt?
No, his name was. We call him Blacker.
Somebody's asking about Bumpy Henland.
Yeah, Bumpy Henland joined the team that same year too. later in this year, because I remember Bumpy and Tuffy Bonds play in the same year, but that is the year when Cornwall won the Costa Cup. Bumpy was representing the Allmannings, and Tuffy was representing Aldi, and the two of them put on a show.
Okay.
Two of them put on a show, and
Stennett Psalms is not there yet either in goal.
Stennett Psalms is not in the goal yet. You know, because by this time, who was the keeper at the time? After the money started, I don't quite remember who was the keeper, but it was no great. I think it was, I don't remember if it was Shane, but it wasn't Stennett yet, because we had Clive with a burn, and we have
that Spider.
Yes, Clive with a burn, and then we have the other keeper, and then you have Sterling one at a time too. You know, then there was a year when it's like we got a star-studded team.
Yeah.
Because I'm not playing no more. I am coaching.
So where's Never Granville now? He's no longer there in Europe.
Granville, because he was like a contractor. Yeah, he moves around, and he's real lives in Falmouth, somewhere in Falmouth. So he has left the team. I'm now
coaching the team.
Right. As a matter of fact, we have Young. He used to coach Seba. Young came, and then because I started playing again, you know, but I'm not playing National League. I'm just, you know.
So that's when Durant Brown started playing.
That's when Durant started playing, you know, and when I'm coaching now, Twinny, because Durant Brown, Twinny Bum, Bud Morrow, which is Never Brown, they all live in the same.
In Salem.
Salem, in the same broad yard. And then you have Big Mike still live Bowie yard, you know. And James Edwards live right next door to them. So he's got 5 people who are playing. Stennett Psalms live Brunswick Lane. So you have those people. Now, there was a year when you have Badders, which is Anthony Carver, Nifkel Dillon, Dion Wilmot, even Blacker Livingston came and joined Wadada.
Yeah, Anthony Corbett.
Right. Came and joined Wadada.
Wilmot,
Livingston.
Right. Okay. And the team teamed up with the Budmore, the Twinny Bug, the Durant Brown, the Stennett Psalms.
The Andrew Sinclair.
Andrew Sinclair as well.
Right.
All right. Okay.
And then there was
Devon Jarrett was there at that time?
Devon Jarrett, no.
No, okay.
So we managed. We didn't win, and Wilmot never stayed long. Livingston went away to Bermuda. So, and there was a time when we had injury, and then we put Corbett, Gene. We put Corbett to play center half.
Oh, somebody said that Albert Ashley was there too.
Yes, Ashley was there too.
Okay. Wow. That's a big side, man.
Big side.
You never won the Premier League.
No, because we didn't win because the team wasn't full. It's not that we weren't together, but you know, certain teams don't click. Albert Ashley, good boy, good discipline, everything, but we didn't win. We didn't win. You know, we ended up but we still remain in the Premier League, because the following year we also I'm not playing no more, and I was actually playing and I got my foot broken.
Right.
You know, I got my foot broken and I got my foot broken.
I actually have a picture of that, you know, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then I am now coaching after Yale and everything. I'm coaching Cornwall. I'm selected to coach Cornwall. You know, I'm coaching Cornwall, and Cornwall team that I'm coaching at the moment now consists of under 16, under 15 players because most of the players has left school. You know, I have Troy Campbell, I have Warren Barrett. No, I've no. You know, I have Ninja Man who eventually ended up playing for Wadada. You
All
know,
right,
and
let him not people, not Ninja Man the DJ. All right.
no, Ninja Man. Young, he ended up playing for Wadada when I migrated, but after that we there came a time when all these players left. My, you know, Garbett, I think, went to the team that was in Hazard, you know.
And Ashley went to Hazard as well.
I don't remember which team he
I think
went
he
to,
went to
but
Hazard. Yes.
he left. Mifke left, you know. And but before that, we had tour Miami.
That's what it is.
Yes. And we came with so many players, you know, and basically me and Big Mike and uh, I think about 9 of we went more back home. The rest of people stayed, you know. So right away we had to get more players in again, you know.
Where mean they stayed?
You understand? They didn't come back.
The
They
truth.
didn't come back with us, you know.
Okay, the truth.
And it made news.
Oh,
It made
oh.
news
So an entire team went on tour, and only 9 players came back.
yeah,
So you had to
and
basically rebuild the team.
basically rebuild the team,
Whoa.
you know. So we have to restart, you know. We restarted and we ended up with mostly local based player. You know, now Stennett is our goalkeeper. Brooks
Yes.
is still playing with us. We have Anthony Williamson, we call him Follies, you know Follies. And
Yeah, Anthony
he
Follies,
ended
yeah,
up
man.
coaching after me.
Right. Follies and Diggy Henry, yes.
Right. Then
This is when
that year,
Devon Jarrett Doverman came in.
yeah, all those young
And, and,
people came
and,
in.
and,
But I
and
didn't.
Rodney Barr and these guys.
Right. Rodney Barr.
Carlton Alexander.
Right. That's when they came in. That's when they came.
Delton Clark.
That's when they came in. You know.
Okay.
That's when they came in. So basically, then we had one person named Peter Samuels. He was still there with us. So we had to change up the team. Ankin was now there. Brooks was now not even playing left back no more. He's playing like the CDM for us. No, Follies was playing the CDM. Peter Samuels, that is now playing left back, and James Edwards is still playing right back. James Edwards was a very solid player, very solid, and probably he was could have been made. Then you have Morrow, then you have Gainer now. We have now named Nick Gainer the captain, and he's now playing forward. Because when he went to Rushies, they changed his style. He used to be a control and pass guy. You know, he's a guy who just runs, you know. And we have
Okay.
Anthony Barnes.
That is Tuffy Barnes.
Yes, Anthony Tuffy Barnes.
Right. He was coming from Herbert Morrison.
No, man.
Cornwall, yeah, Cornwall. Yes.
Cornwall.
Yes.
Anthony Barnes still there, you know. And then we playing 4-4-2 with a hole in midfield, and we have Twenty Bumper playing as the number 9 behind, you know, and then you have Brooks and Alexander and you know the team local base.
Yes.
We went on to play Reno in the finals and we beat them. We beat them 1-0, of which Senate Sam. See, we devise a strategy where we gonna funnel. We play a funnel where even they have to get inside and even they get off a shot, it's gonna be straight to the keeper. Senate eventually became the man of the match in the first week. We won 1-0. We went back in.
This is the 1987-88 season when they defeated Reno in the final. Yes.
Right. We beat them 1-0 at Third Park and 1-0 in Kingston. You know, and Kenneth Gainer shoot from way out and Spider dive on the ball don't reach him yet. I don't know why, you know. So we ended up beat them 2-0
and many of them, I think after that, Spider didn't keep Arena because many were saying that because he was a one other man before. That was a big that was a big controversy there. Though. I don't know. I'm going to interview him and find out though. Because they said that way before. A lot of the people from Reno said way before. The man even kicked the ball. Spider dive already and pose.
But you probably expect one more powerful shot. You understand? Yeah, so we managed to beat them, and then we after that, I think after that year, I migrated. You know, so that was it for me in Jamaica. You know. So, but in coaching, before I even get to there, you know, we had some young players, man. We had a 112 team that we call up because Mr. Chang from Western Sport, he put out a trophy for 112 trophy roundabout, and we had a team with some Salem young youth. Out of that group, we had people like Winston Tanto Henry.
Tanto Henry, yes.
Yeah, and we into them. As a matter of fact, because my Mike was so close, because Mike was brother and I live right across the street from Mike. You know? So I mean and then we all these young youth come in and because at the time I was with the Jamaican team, I just left Mike in charge of the team, you know, and they went.
So whenever you're called up to the Jamaica team,
Mike could be in charge. Yes, okay. Mike is in charge. Mike is in charge.
So let me ask you this. Let me just ask you, because what was it like representing the national team at that time? What were where did you stay when you were, where did you sleep? What did you, how much did you get paid when you played for the national team at that time? What was the experience like?
At the time when for instance, there was a time when Carl was coaching, we stayed at GC Foster.
When Carl Brown was coaching?
Yeah, we stayed at GC.
So when Carl Brown was coaching, you were a player?
Yes.
Okay.
I played with Carl Brown when he was playing and when he was coaching. Because he's the one who named me captain, you know. Carl Brown named me captain. And at the time, Carl had people like Thomas McLean, Donovan Downer, Lenny Hyde, and all those people who was still called. And I played with Lenny Hyde too when in the Jamaica team that I first actually made. Yeah.
Okay, so Carl Brown, you and Carl Brown played for Jamaica together. He ended up becoming a coach, and when he became the coach of the national team, and he called you up, you were the captain of that team.
Yeah, he named me captain.
The captain,
and I think he named me captain because he probably saw the responsibility. But also, what happened was that we had a competition. We had a competition. The Battle of the Cities. I don't know if you know about that. The Battle of the Cities. I'm playing. I'm the captain of the St. James team, and I think it was either you, Bailey, I think you was the captain. You, Bailey, was the captain for the Cassava team. Carl is his player coach, and we playing against them, and this is Tiga now showing. You know, as I said earlier, that St. James. When you're playing with St. James team, you can go.
Everybody's together.
Yeah, you could go to any of these training programs, and you want to play some soccer. them not afraid to make you play. You know? And them not try to hurt you either because it's an outer season. In a season, if them have to broke you, them will broke you. You know, but in season, outer season, them you know, I respect. You know, but we go anywhere and we play with one another. You know, so when we are playing with St. James, a total, because we understand how each and every one play. You know? So Tigat, Morrow, which is Never Brown, Ian Reed, three forward. You have, and just to show you, they came to Montego Bay first and played and beat us 1-0.
This is the Kingston team,
Right.
the BK Montego Bay.
They came to Montego Bay and they beat us 1-0.
This is a team with Joe Down and the Lenny Hyde and the U Bailey and all of these guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the team, and we had Devon Dunkley. I don't know, we call him Kidaris. He passed on now, God rest his soul.
Right.
You know?
He was a goalkeeper.
Right.
I had some Reno player of
No man, I St. James to play.
Oh, St. James.
St. James to play. St. James to play. You know.
I had Chad Wright. That's Hector Wright, big brother.
Yeah, but he wasn't in the team. You have a left back and the person who called the player, even though I'm the captain, Noel Bram King is playing left back.
Yes.
You have Noel Parkins, so we call him Mango Beard. I know if you ever hear about him. Mango Beard, a player.
Yeah, man, I know Mango Beard, man.
Me sweeping, yes. Mango Beard. And then at right back, we had, but the first game, I played like a CDM in the first game.
Okay.
Okay, and we have Scott playing right back, and Livingston and Mango Beard, and Bram at left back, you know? And then you have only Noah and Creature. And then we have the three forward, Tiga center, Morrow right, and Yanni left. Yanni is Ian Reed.
Okay. Right. Oh. And so they beat you down here at Jared Parker. You went to play them at the National Stadium.
Right. So what we did is like we said no, that work for us. I went back and played sweeper now. Sweeper, Brahma left, Beard, which you know is Parkinson, and Livingston went to right back. Now we just put in a midfield. I think his name was Walter, a little short midfield to try and Creature and Noah, you know, with the same three forward. And I can tell you the experience because Ezra Sams was the referee, and this is a hot game, you know, game just start, and early in the game, they just put on some crunching tackle I put on, and referee blow the whistle. I took up the ball and threw it past the goalkeeper. Boom, yellow card. Mark get yellow card early in the game, and it's like,
yeah.
Then a little after that again, another crunching tackle, take up the ball again, and this time I went to him and politely handed it to him. And after that, we just dominated that first half. And before you know it, Tiga scored twice, 2-0. So we are up now.
Yeah.
We are up 2-1 and looking solid, you know, and trust me, we managed to hold them. The second half, the heat came. They started pressuring us, but because of the understanding with our defense, because as I tell you, Noel King, and our coach.
That's Bram.
Yes, and our coach, Steve Buckner.
Oh, Steve Buckner was the coach of the team.
Yeah,
St. James team. Yeah.
Steve Buckner are one of the most influential man that ever graced Jamaica in terms of young people to influencing young people, you know, and we managed to hold them, and we won. And because of that, we ended up playing, representing Jamaica with me, Bram, and Parkinson. The only one other player playing in the defense. You know,
Okay.
with
And that's
Creature.
how Carl Brown made a captain.
Right.
Yeah, man. So let me ask you this now. Who are some of the better players that you played against during your time of football? Like you said,
So,
man, those players were very good that I played against. Who are some of them?
Holy good player. Holy.
Give me five, man. Give me a top five. Like
Okay, first of all, Alan Cole. I must single him out.
you had a hard time. You had a hard time playing against him.
Genius.
All right, something just went wrong with the phone again. I don't know why. You're probably going to need to do the same thing again. Come off and then come on because the volume gone. Yeah. All right, people are going to get that here, man. Keep sending in the comments. Very, very interesting interview. Listen, please, like I said, whenever we have these legends on, we want you to hit the like button, right? If you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel as well. We continue to put out good content, right? We're looking at the history of the football, some of the influential people who have made a mark. This is a person who captained Jamaican. Many of us don't even know the name. If you're not from Western Jamaica, from Montego Bay in particular, you would not know such things. You understand me? That he was there when Wadada won the Premier League title, was part of how Wadada was formed. You understand me? And he never started playing football in terms of any sort of team until he graduated from high school. His name is Mark Skipper Ledford. We're going to continue our interview with him. We're going to continue our chat with him. But please make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button, people. Subscribe to the platform. And remember that tomorrow at 12:30, we have Byron Earl. And at 4 o'clock, we have Ricardo Bibi Gardner. So hit the notification bell. So whenever we're live, you can know that. All right. There we go. All right. We're back now.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, as I said, Alan Cole.
Yeah, Alan Cole.
Lenny.
Hyde. Yes.
I playing against, and then I will tell you who some of the better players I played with,
Yeah.
Alan Cole, Lenny, you
Bailey.
Yeah, you Bailey.
Yeah.
And I must say, Juicy Bell.
Bell.
Howard Bell.
Yes.
That is, and then there's Clarence Prentice.
Clarence Prentice from where? At
Cavaliers.
Okay. Oh, so you never played against Sweetie Smith?
Yeah, man, Sweetie, but we play with him too. So him one of the young baller them who we play against.
All right, so
we play against Sweetie, 100.
All right, so tell me now, so those fives are the five that you play against at your rate highly. What about those who you played with? Give me 5 names that you played with there. Yeah, man, these are the real deal.
Well, first of all, my brethren who was my partner for years, Big Mike.
Big Mike.
That's
Michael Harriot.
Yeah, him not get the recognition as he probably should, but for how he was when he was young and for how he ended up playing, you got to give him credit. You have Richard Henland, you have
Richard Henland,
Tuffy Barnes, you have Kenneth Gaynor, Winston Angling, Anthony Corbett, a whole bunch of players, man. Morrow, Neville Brown, Alan Creature Herans, Noel King, oh my goodness, Ali McNabb, all them, Edwin Alcock, Alton Sterling, to name them, Alton Sterling. And you see Alton Sterling, a cricketer too, he not play big cricket, he play the little Alton Sterling. Sterling. And even him partner, Alan Fly, Fly, Lati Fly.
Lati Fly, yeah, man. But both of those players ended up playing for Seba.
Yeah, man. Seba. It's a Lati. Lati is very deceiving player. But you see, passing. It's a passing. A genius with passes, man. Genius.
Yeah, I remember those players watching them play against Reno, and seeing, yeah. But who was some of the toughest teams that you had to play with in your playing days? Or some of in the playing days, who are some of the toughest teams that boy? You say, boy, whenever you play with this team, whenever one other play against this team, they give us a hard time.
Well, you know, Seba was our arch rival, as you know.
Yes,
Seba
yes,
arch rival, kickers. You know, you have
yes,
to go, you have to go up against Bram.
yes.
Uh, Boy Stone, even though their style was unorthodox, hard to beat, because they played one of the first team to play a counter attacking style of football in Jamaica. Them
Boy
have
Stone.
Boy Stone, Boy
Yeah.
Stone. You know, you have Cardboard that play sweep and free, you know, and you have one person that play whoever your striker is. He's being marked, and Carl is playing free, and that one striker is being marked. So you have to can break them down otherwise, you know.
Okay.
'Cause I think Carl probably used to scout team and know how certain team play, and then know whoever is the striker is being marked, and he play free. And Carl is not no pretty. When Carl used to play at right back and put on crunching tackle, Carl cruel. You know, when I say cruel, he put on tackle on people, make people fret. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Carl, Boy Stone. You know,
Yeah. So Boy Stone, Valid Kicker, Seba were some of the tough teams.
Reno, and
Reno.
yeah,
Yeah.
and basic Cavaliers at the time. You know.
Okay, those were some of the tougher teams you had to play against. All right. Let me ask you now, because people, I mean, you have been involved in coaching. You're watching Jamaica's football. You see what is happening in Western Jamaica. What are your thoughts about the state of football now, and what needs to happen to I think like football in Jamaica is not evolving like other things. We see roads being built, we see other infrastructure being set up, but it seems like football is retracting instead of progressing. What are your thoughts on ways and means that you know new life and energy can be in the football at all levels, so we can see a better product?
See, one of the things that you really notice first of all is that the playing fields are dwindling. You don't have so much playing fields again. Also, one of the things that is happening too is that most young youth are not out there playing. They're indoor doing computerized work and so forth. So it's like instead of people out there playing when they have some time, they're inside their homes, and not really, you know. Fields are dwindling. That is one of the main things. You don't have so much playing field no more, and they organize sport is tough, and the, it's like young people is gravitating towards money more than anything, and they're not thinking more like playing playing, because like I can tell you about baby cricket, I can tell you about pick a side soccer, I can tell you all about that, but it's hard to find these areas where people can just go and play.
But
Uh,
Jared Park, somebody will say to you, but Jared Park is still in CLM.
no, George Park is not in Salem. George Park is
Beside Salem, close to Salem, because it's still
close to
there.
Salem.
Yeah, it's not
But
moved.
here's what happened now. The access to George Park is no more there no more. These playing fields are now, you can't just enter them no more just like that.
Okay.
Most of them is on the lock and key. You can't just enter them to you go over there after run. People they cause by you're not supposed to be even over there.
Okay, so you're saying that there is not
You know,
enough playing field and
and
the
then
kids are
again,
not playing enough football.
they're not playing, cause they're not playing enough. Because of the situation, and then on a national level, every team that is going to progress need to have a system of how they're gonna play. Right now, we really don't have a system, you know. We really don't have a
You're
system.
talking the national team don't have a system.
Right. How we gonna attack? How we gonna defend together? Which it's always easier to build a defense,
Yes.
right? But it also, in order for you to create chances, you have to know how to attack, and that is what I see missing from Jamaica. Because
National
Jamaica,
team.
we're still playing the satellite ball. We're still playing the satellite ball where we still bypassing our midfielders and trying to.
Oh, oh,
And
satellite ball is kicking it in the air.
no, we just bypassing the midfield and trying to reach the forward. So when the
Forward.
forward them catch him, them under pressure. You
Okay.
know, you remember I started off in terms of defensive support and attacking support.
Right. Yes.
That is not happening with the national team, and maybe because they don't understand each other yet. But that is not happening. You know, a lot of time when I'm watching. It's like one person get the ball and him don't have no outlet, him don't have no way, So him ended up having to just send a ball upfield, and that is an
Yeah.
unsure ball. See,
Yeah. Yeah.
when look at it this way. Look at it this way. You have shallow water where you can see where the ground is. So a shallow water,
You're a little bit too close to the camera, so we just seen right. Yeah,
okay.
that's good. Yeah.
A shallow water, you can walk night without fear. It's a deep water. You don't know how deep it is, so it, it's an unsure thing. And that's the same thing with our soccer. When you sure of a pass there, and then when you send the ball long, you're not sure. You know, no, you have to have that pinpoint accuracy, which I doubt we have the technique to do that on a consistent basis, and that is one of our problems. So when the forward do get the ball, he's under so much pressure. He have to control as close as he can, and sometimes when he even control close, still don't have no outlet. Because that is one of the key things in soccer: team support. If you don't have that, you don't have no outlet. Because
Yeah.
a lot of time when a team close you down and you don't have no outlet, what you're gonna end up doing? You're gonna end up losing the football. And if you keep on losing the football, eventually they're gonna get possession of it. And when they do have possession, and when you watch them play, most of the other teams that we play against, when we play against them and them get the ball, them keep possession for a while.
Yeah.
You
Because they
know,
have a system. But let me
right?
ask you this because my situation is it should not be the head coach's job to create a system. It should be a technical director or committee that create a system that permeates the national team. In other words, and then your head, whomever you appoint as head coach, he comes in with
I'm,
a
I'm,
knowledge of the system that you want
I'm,
to play,
I
right?
them play that way.
And so I
Okay.
think the problem we're having with the team is that we don't have a technical director and the coach cannot create a system.
And that is true. And the other thing that is against Mr. Whitmore too is that he has he doesn't have a consistent team. Period. You know,
Yeah.
almost every game he has two or three or four people that is coming in. You know, not you know, watching the team these 8 games so far. I see Damian Lowe, I see Andrew Reid,
Andre
and
Blake. Andre Blake. Yeah.
Andrew
Yeah.
Blake, and for the last 2 games, and I think they cement themselves as core is Mikel Antonio and Bailey. If we can have a core of say 7 people in the team that can do what they're supposed to do, we can and we can still qualify. To be honest, we can. We can still qualify because, for instance, this window that we just completed in November, it was a window that we could get 6 points. We could have gotten the 6 points out of this window, really. And it didn't take much because here's what happened. Our goal against El Salvador
Salvador, yes.
was a
Right
genius.
time.
Was a genius act from Miguel Antonio,
Yes.
and the goal against USA was
USA.
a fantastic goal. And Mark, we should not allow El Salvador to come score in the dying moments of the game. You know, and it's gone already. But them time at the game, it just too demoralizing to really make a team come score, knowing that we really need them 3 points. And then for the powers that be, I think the man low goal was a good goal, but you know, but it was a win that we could have gotten both all 6 points. But
So I see someone, Lyde O'Connor, asking a very important question. He's asking, isn't Wendell Donzel, I believe, the technical? This is what I'm under. Like, I am not sure. Like, if there's a technical director, there's a technical committee, and I'm almost because. And here's my point, Mr. Ledford, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. But from my humble observation, there is no system of play, and it cannot because a head coach is changeable. A head coach cannot impose a system on a nation's football because he could be removed in 3 months, in 6 months after one game, right? So it can't
okay,
be. It can't even in international football or club football. They have
a
a
style of
technical.
play, a
They have a
style of play.
technical director, and when you go into
Okay,
their academy, you see those things. Whatever coach comes in, if he's just a head coach, that's what he does, or they call it director of football in some
right,
of those other nations. I am saying that until we have somebody in that position whose primary job is to ensure the national under 12 team, both male and female, under 15, under 17, under 20, under 23, plays the same system, we're going to have problems because
yes,
you can't start with your national team because
right,
your head coaches are changeable. So your 12-year-old left back needs to know his first option, his second option, his third option. You know where the support comes from defensively, where the support comes from offensively. He learns that from 12. He learns that at under 14, under 17. Even if he's not called to the
right,
national team until he's 25,
right.
he
He
already knows
knows,
the system.
yeah. In other words, that we need to learn soccer, not just play. We need to learn how to play soccer. You know, no, no, no. We need to learn like just like how you go to school and learn how you learn how to do 1-on-1 make two, and you learn how to spell words. We need to learn soccer, and it's not just playing alone. No, we need to be able to concentrate for long periods because I think a lot of them know what to do in certain situations, but the concentration is for long period is not there. You
Yeah,
know, the concentration for long period is not there because basically, you know, if a team is attacking you down the right wing, you know that right down the right wing, you know, the right back need to swivel and come around so that if the ball gonna swing to the left, he will have time to go to whatever, you know. And then the people who come back into defensive position who are attackers, you know, mark you. We don't expect you to be running around crazy like crazy, but you're supposed to organize yourself in such a way that you can come back defensively when it needs to and go forward supportively when you need to. And this is how we got to start teaching soccer, not just sometimes a one-man breakaway and sometimes you alone break away and you don't have no help, and but because of your individual skill, you break away, boom, and you score, and good, but that is only an individual brilliance, you know.
yeah. Let me
But
say
with the,
this. Oh, sorry, let me help you because someone is saying that Downswell is a technical director and Speed is the head of the technical committee. All right, here's what. And I mean, I know Mr. Downswell coached me at under 12. Like, the truth is that we have to change our whole footballing system. You cannot have a technical director. And I don't know, I could be wrong. And I'm not asking to interview anyone, but it cannot be that in almost 6 years, you have not heard from a technical director.
Wow.
I, I,
I really don't know the setup
right.
in Jamaica. I really don't know. But all I know
So
is that
I don't know. Let me say this too. I don't know how long he has been appointed to this position. But what I can say clearly is, and I keep on saying this, whilst Coach Whitmore has to take some responsibility because everything rises and falls on leadership,
right.
what system has he been given? Maybe it is, but I think, like, when I look at the under 15 team that just went to a tournament, I looked at the last under 17 team, the under 20 team, there is no identity. And this
Okay.
comes back to the technical committee. And you understand me? I'm trying to be as reasonable and respectful to people, but we have to hold persons accountable and ask, what is the system? So then we can say, this is the system, and the head coach is not implementing it, or
Okay.
the players are not capable of doing it. But what is the system of play? And I don't think a head coach, he could be a part of the committee that implements the system, but the head coach, because he's so changeable,
Uh-huh.
it is not his primary function. His primary function is to get the system from the technical director and have it been managed amongst the players. Meaning, by the time Coach Whitmore get a core of players, whether locally or overseas, they should know the system of play.
I understand what you're saying, but listen, what one of the big problems is that too, is that even as the local based players, them first of all, I don't know how long, but what I know so far is that Mr. Downswell has been in charge of our young people soccer for a while. You know, that's what I know. I don't know if he's really the technical director of football in Jamaica per se. I really don't know, but all I know is that he's been, and then he's using some of the people that who were part of his core group to teach the different positions of the game, and then if no, one of the problems that we have in that is that all these overseas based players, some of them still, when you really look at how they play, really, or that some of them lack some basic things too, you know? So that alone tells you that even the overseas based players, some of them are still lacking some of the technical things that is needed to really do well in an international stage. No, don't get me wrong. Some of them are very talented, so, but some of them, and you see that they control, their shooting, and all those things are poor. You know, I don't know if because they probably get tired sometimes. They're not concentrating as what they're supposed to do. But basically, I see some of these overseas based players. They look at basic things that are needed to be done, then still not doing it as per
Yeah.
se as internet. I see that in some of these, and then you realize that all these different clubs with these players, they all have different system. And
There you go. So when they
yeah,
come, and that
yeah,
is why I'm saying that the best way
yeah,
for this to work is
right,
you have a system that you begin from now. You have some 12-year old. You get all the parishes to play some competition, and you select the best 100 in Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey at 12. You keep working with them. As the years progress till they get to under 15, you take out some, you add in some. As some people fade out, some people improve. They learn in the same system. They go to under 17. You have these players now from overseas, born overseas. If they're interested, they can come in at this time, right? But when they get to the under 20 level, there must be a way now our recruitment, or let me say this, our inclusion, I think, of players who are not born in Jamaica has to begin at the youth level. Because when you get them at the senior level, if they're not playing, right, like you can bring in a Mikel Antonio, but if you had a proper system that people are learning, here's a couple of things that will happen. It would be harder for ordinary players to get in it. That means you have to be exceptional,
very good
to get
included.
Exactly.
All
exactly.
Right. No. Let me share this. If you notice that 1998 team that went to France, Mark, most of those players who went to France, they were from the Western Jamaica, and if you look back at soccer, growing up, it's like there was a time when the Western Jamaica started to come to the forefront, and if you look back, all the teams that was coming out of the West were playing a type of brand of football, and you know who I give credit to that? Steve Buckner, because Steve Buckner was not only just coaching in St. James, he would go around and have different clinic and pick up. So a lot of those players, and then you have Digger Henry too, who was doing a lot of that. So
And
basically,
Wendell Downswell, I would say even Wendell Downswell was at States. He was in Westmoreland doing a lot of work.
Doing a lot of so basically, and the Reno and the Kickers and the Wadada, they were all playing a type of system that if you look back, you see the style that they were playing. That even though you have a person of the shortness of Durant Brown, you still could have used him play center half for years, representing Jamaica. As short as he was, he could still use him play center half. And you remember now, he started out as a left back.
Yeah, people don't know that Durant Brown was a left back because he couldn't get in at center back at whatever.
Right. So basically, he ended up playing a style of football that was conducive to what most of those people in Western Jamaica was playing. Shorty, Malcolm, all of them, you know.
Yeah.
And don't even forget our goalkeeper, Bertha. We call him Bertha because
Warren Barrett.
Yeah, Bertha. He know me personally because me actually coach him at Cornwall.
Right. You're right. You were the coach at Cornwall, right?
When he first got Bertha, they keep it Cornwall and Bertha they keep under 15 at the same time. Right. You know, Ty and Troy.
Right, because Troy Campbell made the all-manning team with Bertha that year, but Bertha didn't keep. I think it was Marvin Chin that was the #1 keeper from Stats. And Bertha, I think Aaron Lawrence and Bertha made all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
From Rashid, right. So you talking and all of them because Aaron is wild boy. So basically this is what happened. It is the style. Now, as I said, the soccer in Jamaica, the fields are not there, and here
the players are not playing enough football.
Right, and not even that. It's like more doesn't mean that it's quality, because you remember when it was only a few schools. Now it's come like every secondary school is in the Casa Cup. So the quality of play back home is not as high as it was. Trust me, it's not as high, because here what used to happen first time. First time you have quality players from senior school in Montego Bay. Somehow them that good. A school like States or a school like Rush's would take them and put them into, so they're gonna get better playing good people. Now it's so spread out now that more is not quality, more is just more. The quality is not there as much locally. So that's why we have to really depend so much on these foreign players.
I think we have a commenter forgot the statement he made, but he talks about quantity. I think it's quantity leads to
be mediocre.
diluted. Like
dilute,
I
right,
remember exactly.
right,
But let
right.
me tell you this
But
coming from Marlon,
that
because
is the same thing I'm saying, even though
yeah, the
it's
same thing.
not the exact
Yeah,
word, you know.
yeah. But we have around 5 minutes to close out because we're on the 2 hour mark for this particular episode. This is a part one because we're gonna have back coach Mark Ledford on the show, but we want to give time. But let me just answer this because he says if you have my son playing in an overseas academy, if I want him to represent Jamaica, I should send him home to train with the U12 team. No, man. Remember I said that. You train the system for the players 12, 15, 17, 20. By the age of 20, you should be recruiting at the youth level. That means at under 17, you're calling that person. If you miss them at under 17, you call them at the under 20 level. The problem you're going, because what we want to do is make sure that when you get to the senior level, you have to be exceptional because there's a set of players, whether they are from overseas or not, who knows the system,
Right.
right? So that's the point I'm making. I'm not asking anyone. I am not going to do this, so you don't have to. What I'm saying is, though, that by the under 20 level, we need to be able to look at the talent pool all across the world who are Jamaican
Right.
and bring them in up at least the under 20 level so they can learn the system. So even if they don't get called until they are 25,
They
they would
know.
have had an experience of a system at the youth level. That's
Yeah,
the point I'm making.
right,
Not,
right.
not
And and that is a valid point. Because you know what? I watched the Gold Cup too. And the USA won the Gold Cup. And they won it with the youngest set of players they've ever.
yeah,
Why you think that is? Mexico played their system, but America was able to win it because they have a system, you know, and that system is how they play consistently. And sometimes, no matter how the team want to dominate you, and because them want dominate you, you decide to boy too much pressure, bomb, you don't start kicking it, bomb, you go start kicking up. Come on, you have to stick to you think you have to stick to whatever your team plan is and play accordingly. But because pressure comes and because it's too much pressure, instead of you get control yourself and start concentrate and do what you ought to do, you start just kick it out so that you want time to breathe. You know, but when you do that now, you're just coming back at you, come back at you, come back at you. And eventually you're gonna break down. You have to start possess this football. Mark, possession don't mean you're gonna win. But at least they will say, well, you have a system somewhat so that you know how to build, how to defend together, and how to go forward together, and that we don't have. That we don't have right now. And as you said, if we can do that, with the quality people who we have, we do good, and I think we can still qualify for this year, but we still have to break away from this quick fix that we're doing right now, because it's still gonna end up with us not progressing
yeah.
as a nation in soccer.
Listen, yeah, man. I want to thank you so much for your time, and we're going to do a second part of this to kind of get the other aspects of your journey, because we want to close out at 2, and we are getting to there. I see Michael Tuller saying, bless love, Mark. Long time, good to see you, my brother,
Yeah,
Skipper
man.
Mark. Yeah, man.
Still around,
Yeah,
Tolo.
man.
Still
Yeah,
around.
man.
Good for
Yeah.
you from you too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Respect, Mr. Porter. CC, I don't understand what you mean when you say that you need to sort out your internet graphics. I'm not sure. Maybe you can explain that for me. But I want to thank you, people, and I want to thank you, Mark Skipper Ledford, for your work in football in Montego Bay, in serving Jamaica, former national captain of the national senior team, for your work. A lot of times we have these people who, persons like you who do a lot of work, in transforming so many lives, and due recognition is not given. And so I'm grateful that, I was able to sit with you today to talk about your journey so people can get to know you. this is maybe the first time. Some are probably saying, boy, I don't know this person, you know, because sometimes the flashy players are not even remembered. You understand me? Those who do what you call the dirty works, and they're not all into the hype and stuff. They are not really remembered and not really recognized. I'm very grateful that I got the opportunity to sit and talk with you, and to also give you the opportunity to share your journey with us. We are going to do a second part of this when you can give us, you know, more in your perspective about the football. And so I want to say a big thank you to you. I see Devon Stewart as well, saying welcome, Mark. Long time, glad to hear your voice. Let me say, you
Welcome.
know, blessing
Bless
every time.
them.
And it's a great player and a coach. Best of one other football. You understand me? And so many other persons. Michael Harriott was on, you know, as well, and so many other persons. Lyde O'Connor, Clennon Clark, all of these
Good.
persons.
Then,
Yeah, man.
good. You
All of
know, it's been a pleasure, really. You know.
Peter Parkin as well.
Oh yes, Peter. He was in that team.
He
He
was
was
in
in
the
that
national team as well.
first team. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Big steps baller with Spider Wedderburn and Andred Andrews. That
Yes.
steps team. There you
No,
go.
100
Right.
up here. His
Fear,
brother.
right. His brother,
His brother.
Richard. Right, Richard Andrews. And then Carlton Alexander Cloggy was
Okay, that's a
also
clock.
here as well.
That's a my boy.
Yes. So yeah, man. So big thank you again. Really, I'm glad for your time.
Yeah,
Um,
it's been a pleasure, Mr. Stennett, and you know it is God's will for such things to happen. You know, but as you said, nothing is done before time, and men supposed to know that. Say things might take time, but it is always at the right time when you really honor God in certain things. Really, you know.
yeah,
So nothing gonna happen before the time.
yeah, man. Yeah. And so thank you again. Listen, I want to enjoy the rest of your day. Stay in good health, right? It's good to see you still functioning. With all those headed balls, you're still functioning full of wisdom. You understand? We're full of wisdom. And so we're
Okay.
happy for that. So we pray God, blessings upon you and your household, your wife, and the rest of the family as well. Please be safe, and we will continue our conversations, because I like to talk to the older folks who have been there, because I tell people all the while that you will never be able to get where you're supposed to go until you understand where you're coming from.
Okay. And as you said,
Yeah,
I can really get in touch with Mr. Sterling for you too. When you get in touch with Sterling, and him can give you a perspective
yeah,
of,
man. Yeah.
so
Of
when
course, we're
we
going to
ready,
talk about Alton Noah Sterling, but we're
yeah,
going to get in touch with him. Don't worry. Yes, yes.
because I just say, yeah, we play against one another, but yet after soccer, our brethren still all over.
Yes,
We say family, a family, you know. So
yes,
we
yes.
will get in touch with him and mention it and hear what I'm saying still.
Yeah, man. Definitely,
Uh,
definitely. All right. Blessings, sir. Bless you. Bless you.
okay, thanks a
Yeah,
lot, and glad that you have me, and it's been a pleasure, you
yes, sir.
know. Bless you too on your platform. Hopefully we can hear from some long lost people who wanna see are here from for a long while.
Yeah, man.
Bless
And
you.
I like your shirt, the WFC.
Yeah, I would like to put back. We put on a special for this. You know, Yeah.
Yes,
So you realize, beast or nothing. I had the same shirt from back in them time.
back in the days. Yes.
I still can wear.
Yeah, man.
Me might can't move as before, but can still wear the same clothes them from back them time.
Yeah, man. All right. Blessings. Blessings.
Blessings, blessings,
All right then.
blessings.
Yeah, man. All right, so there you go, people. What a story. It's always like for me, so many transferable principles that you learn from persons in the past, right? And I'm very grateful. Like for me, these interviews are learning experiences. Just hearing the story, and then you add the timelines together, and you see how things are intertwined. I want to thank you for taking time out to listen to this video, to watch. Simply ask you to like, share, and subscribe if you have not. Want to say a big thank you to the sponsors of this video. Tricknick are a Jamaican owned and operated company in Canada, and they use authentic Jamaican herbs and spices to make all their products. And they're offering 25% discount on all their products. All you have to do is to shop at www.tricknick.ca and use the code I am sure sports 001. Before we close, we're going to play a little commercial from them so you can see two of their products. Also want to remind you that we are going to have 2 interviews tomorrow, right? You need to hit the notification bell when you subscribe to the channel. So you don't want to miss these 2. We're going to have Byron Earl at 12:30. So on Wednesdays at 11, we have the NFL show that goes up until 12. At 12:30, we'll be talking to Byron Earl, former Charlie Smith, Arnett Gardens, and national player. Then at 4, we'll be speaking to Ricardo Bibi Gardner. When you talk about talent, youth, just a real legend, though he's not an older player, he's going to be on at 4. We have Kenneth Bob Campbell as well coming up in this week. We have great stuff in store for you. So stick and stay and continue to support the channel. Big thank you to all the moderators, the other vloggers that were here. Coach Minzy from the coach's desk, the Formula Sports, who is here as well. Check out their channel. It's one love, one heart. We are all in this together, and these platforms have just provided additional information. And what I love about these platforms is, people call us and challenge us, and they will say they don't agree with this, they don't agree with that. Mainstream media don't allow you that opportunity. When last have you called TVJ? When last have you called CVN? You don't. You get to do it on these platforms. And so we appreciate that, because you're challenging us to be accurate and precise in our dialogue. And we are challenging you to think logically and rationally. Enjoy the rest of your day. Continue to be safe until we meet again. I am Management, and this was another episode of Coaches.
Tricknick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Eating Jamaican herbs and spices add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Tricknick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.